think I got this working. There we go. Okay, we're live. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Planetarium. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Getting all warmed up. Welcome, Murray Robertson. Yes, it's live time. Woohoo! Welcome to Blaholtzen. We're gonna have a nice stream today. Oh yeah. Robertson just started my Getting Songs Done course yesterday. That's awesome. I hope you have a great time with that. That's some good stuff. Thanks for checking it out. Thank you so much to Murray Robertson, who says the production quality on my course is really great. I realized I have a typo in the name of this stream, so I'm going to fix that right now because that's a small inconvenience to many environment. I mean, I don't actually care if I see a typo, but some people do, and those are probably the single most important people in my life, is the people who would get mad at me for a typo. So I want to make sure that they're all set. No typos anymore. Now we are blessed. You know, it reminds me of a joke of mine. You know, my grandma, I really, really loved her, you know, and she was a bit of the grammar police, though, I have to say. My grandma, you know, I remember even at her funeral, I was like, you know, I was crying. I was like, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And then I heard her voice, and she said, "You mean boo-hoom." And that's my joke. Congratulations and welcome to Exho. Glad to see you too. Raquel Me 376 said, I'm very sad that the typo is gone. Me too, honestly. I miss it. I mean, dishonestly, I miss it. Dishonestly. Ha! That's a kind of fun phrasing style. Bop, bop, boop, beep, boop, boop, bop. It's not smooth, which is kind of nice. Who else we got here? Welcome to Sirio saying, hey, Ben, do you have any tips or exercises for left-hand muting? My playing suffers because of the open strings. Well, I would just try one string at a time. See if you can keep your index finger all the way straight and mute all the strings just with your left hand and play just the top string. And see if you can get away with that. Then try the next string, which will feel a little different. You'll have to adjust your index finger and your other fingers maybe to get the tone you want there. Then do the G string. Then the D string. And you'll notice the D string's easier than the other strings so far because you only have to mute two strings. You can just ignore all the top strings. And then you can do pairs of strings. And so on. And then you can do sets of 3 and on and on and on. Thank you, Sub School 5, for saying I sound great. I've been trying and having a lot of fun doing odd meters by doing this lick, where you just pull off between two notes. I find it easy to do some odd stuff that way, like 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 taka taki ta. like going. And it's cool to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Tuck it, tuck it, tuck it, tuck it, tuck it. Then tuck it, tuck it. So that's all good stuff. That's also fun. That's stuff I've been working on lately. Just like cute Reiki sweeps. Not super clean, like where you hear every note. Not like that, but more like more staccato. Those are cutie. And welcome to Herfiner saying, could be a cool hook with some slightly out of tune whistling underneath. It's probably something I was doing earlier, but thank you. And thanks for being here and welcome. And welcome to It's Mia. And welcome to everyone who's not in the chat. Who's here? What's going on? My E string's been getting stuck on this fret lately, and it's pretty nice. I'll have to file that down or something. And hello to Alex Boyle, and hello to Christy Reacts. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. I'm glad that you're here. It's like going here. I think it's just getting stuck on this one fret. Maybe it's getting stuck on the neck. Yeah, it's getting stuck on a fret, but it's pretty cool. Sometimes I listen to music, and sometimes I use my brain, and my brain uses me. Welcome to Tauron Val. Ciao from Italy. So inventive. Thank you. Ciao to you from Rhode Island. And hello to Serio. Do you do your own guitar setups, neck relief, intonation, etc.? I change the strings and clean it, but I don't really do the setups. I try to go to my friends who are good at it for that. Christy Reacts asks, Ben, if you could only eat one dish for the rest of your life, what would it be? Just one dish? It'd be like a really diverse salad with a lot of like nuts in it. Because I feel like if I had, or actually like rice stir fry with a bunch of nuts in it, because I feel like that would be okay to eat every day. If actually stir fry, probably not. It would have to be like raw, like it'd just be like a salad. If I could only eat one thing for the rest of my life, it'd have to be like a salad with a bunch of nuts in it, because I feel like you get all the nutrients you need from that more likely. Get spinach in there, get your protein from the nuts. You could get vitamin C with little orange slices. And it have to be fresh. You have to be really fresh, great vegetables every day. I think that'd be fine. You know, I like variety, though. I'd rather eat more than one dish. Couldn't you believe it? And welcome to Yavi. Hello. Herfner said, yesterday I was so pleased that I made a nice-sounding irregular compound meter groove until I realized that 7 + 5 = 12, and it's basically a 6/8 thing. But that is cool, because it's when you add up a bunch of numbers and they add up to 12 or 16, and it doesn't sound like that, that's good. Let's try like 7 plus 5. That's a good 12. That's what you're just talking about. So we'll do the 7 as takadimi takita, and then the 5 is takatakita. So it's like takadimi takita takatakita takadimi takita takatakita takadimi takita takitakita takadimi takita takatakita. Then if we do that against a drum beat, like, so it's like, it's a bit fast for me. That sounds nice. I like that. If you do it like 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. That's 7 plus 5. One good. Takadimi takita takatakita. The 7 and the 5 are in the fingers. And then the quarter note is in the pick. That's really great. Let's see if I can do it instead of quarters. I could do every 3. 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's cool. Woohoo! So yeah, 7 plus 5 equals 12 is fantastic. Hey Ben, do you know some ways to use white noise or other forms of noise in music? Well, it's really useful in modular synth when you're getting like a to go with your drums, like a I think if I were to set that up right now, there's a chance the audio might get messed up in the stream. But it's definitely great. White noise is great in percussion, just, for like a kind of obvious use. Yeah. Let's see, what chords was I playing? So it's one chord, but moved around. And so this is like a G major with a C on the bottom. So that's like a C major 7/9 with no E in it, but if I added the E, I don't think it would take away from the effect. Here's an E. So yeah, I'd say C major 7/9, but voiced as C, D. Oh, you could say it's like C sus2 with the major 7 in it. Because here's C major 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then 3 goes down to 2. So that's easy, and then you scoot it. And when I say it's easy, what I mean is it's just one difference between a C major 7 and that chord. It's not, I'm not saying when I talked really fast and said that sentence that there's something wrong with you if you didn't understand what I said. Because that's something that kind of bugs me in teaching a lot, is when when like teachers are saying something is either easy or simple or whatever, it's not really usually a good idea to say that when you're teaching that something's easy, because you don't necessarily have that great of a like insight on what's easy or not after you learn something. So like for me, it's easy to go and this at the same time. So it's easy because it's just, but I know that's not actually easy for people who haven't practiced something like that. So it takes coordination and stuff. This chord voicing is easy. This chord voicing is easy. But you know what? They're not easy before you start learning it. Everything feels hard to play at first. So yeah. Okay, so as promised in the title of the stream, I'm making a 3D environment. Oh, yeah. So it's time to make a 3D environment. So right now I'm working on a Sweetie Cutie universe series. So Sweetie Cutie universe, I don't know if you've seen, maybe some of you haven't seen this. I have these videos of little critters. They're like these 1 minute plays, and it's called Sweetie Cutie Universe. And there are these 1 minute plays with these little critters, and they have all kinds of experiences. And I've got a ton of them. Over 75 are uploaded to this channel now. And they've always been these really short pieces, like this one. It's a house and a roof.
I know what I must do. I need to marry you, to marry both of you. I know what I must do. I need to marry the house with the roof. I am a house, and I'm in love with my new roof. It keeps me dry and helps me to stay cool when the sun makes my hair do. I am the roof, and I can't wait to marry you. Until I will sleep ready, both you and
Go for it. You gotta do it.
I'm in love with you.
Respect.
House and the roof, you are a part of me, and I'm a part of you.
And so yeah, I've got these nice stories that are like about 1 minute long. And now these days I've been making longer ones. And it's not that they're longer Sweetie Cuties, it's just that they're serialized. The lore and story continue. See, from each of these, there isn't that much of a continuous story. But I've got 15 coming out really soon, like at the end of this month or early next month, that are all part of one big story. And so now I'm working on the series that's going to come after that one. And this series partially takes place in heaven. And so today I need to design heaven. And I was thinking, so what should I have for inspiration for heaven? Well, I wanted to see heaven as portrayed in many religions, images. And, I was just flipping through and looking at some stuff. And there's a lot of clouds. There's a lot of like gardens and gates, all that. And I was thinking, well, what if I specifically look up Buddhist images of heaven? I like the color schemes a lot in the Buddhist ones. Let's see if there's what we got for Hindu. Yeah. Something like this seems like the kind of heaven I want to make, where it's like these beautiful saturated colors. So I think that I'll just start with that kind of idea. I also have the idea, like, if we're looking at the world here, of course we've got these mouths and these eyes. That's a really consistent image. But what else is in this world a lot? There's a lot of like slime and poop. But I don't think heaven should be full of poop. But I don't know. Maybe it should. Up the Raw says, I've been getting back into Blender. This combines all my interests. There you go. Yeah, Blender's wonderful. I used to play with action figures and make up stories for that, and now I get to make my stories by, like, it's sort of like moving action figures around when you have a character and you, like these guys down here, and you can move them and make them do stuff. It's cool. So these characters are going to populate heaven, but I need heaven to exist. So I'm going to make a very saturated heaven. And while I'm doing this, let's chat. Because, I mean, that's why I'm here, really. I could make this heaven without streaming it. And I don't think that me streaming heaven is going to be all that interesting to watch for the most part. I'm just going to be like doing a lot of trial and error and brainstorming. So let's talk. If you got any thoughts you want to share, questions, maybe Heaven has some of my favorite old action figures. Oh, that's a cool idea. I do have a 3D scan on Polycam of some of my old action figures. Let's see if I can show that. I just have to log in here. Let's take a look at my scans. Let's see, where do I find my scans? Let's see, we go home, library, and I believe these are my old action figures that I scanned. Welcome, Daniel M. saying, thanks, Ben. Appreciate the streams and videos sharing your creative approach. You're very welcome. I'm glad you're here. These are my old action figures. I 3D scanned them, but they're going to be donated. This was all at my parents' house. They're packing up. I went down there to tell them which stuff of mine I wanted to keep and what to throw out. And yeah, I took some of the most meaningful things from that house with me, and the rest is going to get donated, I believe. And so I scanned my action figures. Where did I scanned like some other stuff too. What's this one? Yeah, all the Beanie Babies. 3D scanned the Beanie Babies. Those, Beanie Babies would be better if, like, for little kids to just have, instead of preserving them like there's some valuable investment. But this one was my favorite, this little doggy. And I really like this moose. And those are all going to go to someone else, which is good. That's how it should be. So now we're going to make heaven. In Shakespeare time, heaven was just a door in the ceiling through which an actor could disappear. That is very evocative. That's really cool. Yeah, I like the idea of there being a ceiling to heaven. You would think it would just, there'd be nothing above it, but it's kind of mysterious if there is something above it. There is somewhere higher than heaven that we don't know about. And actually, I do know about that. I have a lore idea for a highest layer of heaven. Okay, so first let's just populate this area with a bunch of ridges and all kinds of just like bumps and lumps, basically. I'm going to take this subdivision here, and I'm going to go into sculpt mode and make bumps and lumps, baby. See that? We're getting some bumps, we're getting some lumps. What can I do to make it easier for you to see the bumps? Yeah, see, these are bumps and lumps coming through. Okay. Some lumps, some bumps. Let's get some areas that are more dense and some that are less. And then have maybe like a couple really interesting like areas I love the way the maps are in Elden Ring. That's something to aspire to as well. Maybe I'll pull up some Elden Ring for inspiration. The funny thing is I never played Elden Ring. I can't really play video games because of my personality. But I've been watching people play Elden Ring on YouTube, and it's been I stopped doing that too because I just can't do really much of anything without getting carried away. I have to be very careful. I'm like an everything that's cool and interesting to me addict, and the rest of my life suffers whenever I get into anything. Up the Raw says, I am terrible at sculpting. They are terrible at sculpting. Yeah, me too, in terms of compared to like what I've seen people do with sculpting. I pretty much don't know anything about that. But it's really nice for when you don't have a specific plan and you're just going for something abstract quickly. All right, so this is a nice little surface. What else could be here? Like this area here, we've got these like things sticking out of the ground. Maybe this area should have like a body of water in the center. So that would be an interesting thing to do. We're talking about 3D sculpting. Yeah, in terms of what Art Fluids is asking about. I don't have any experience with real sculpting, so I'd say I'm even worse at real sculpting. But, you know, it's kind of an exhausting thing when people are like talking about what they're good at, what they're bad at. It's like kind of not really how it is. Like I just am not experienced in it, and who knows, maybe I could be good at it tomorrow, or maybe I could make something cool with it tomorrow even without experience, and then start getting experience and being good at it over time. But when people are like, I'm a bad singer or I can't sing, it always makes me think someone was telling you propaganda about singing, telling you that singing is about being good and bad, and you've got that idea in your head, and I just want to alter that idea. I want to alter your consciousness. This body of water needs to have a nice texture to it. Herfiner says, in an old video, you showed a brilliantly beginner way to create non-functional music by playing more and less tense chords over a drone. Are you able to put that kind of thinking into your visual art? Well, I am. I'd say with my visual art, I really do have to practice what I preach, because I've made so much visual art and I have no formal training in visual art at all. And by many standards, many accounts, I'm actually like bad at visual art by that, you know, like if you take that idea of like what good is, like all of my, you know, sweeties and cuties are the most basic forms, and the way I animate their mouths is super rudimentary. But you know, I'm good at visual art though, because I'm communicating a story. I think really what it is like I am good at visual art, but I am very limited in what kinds of styles I can do. And I think that's really the point of like taking music lessons or art lessons, is to increase the number of things you can do and to get more experience with direction at what you do so that you can improve faster. But you can make good stuff in any artistic medium even without training. It's just training will allow you to express more and maybe help you work much faster. And working fast is so important in the arts, I find, because the faster you work, the more you're able to enjoy your work when you're done, because you're not tired of looking at it, not tired of thinking about it. I think that's just an important quality of life thing. All right, so I'm making this body of water. I don't want it to be all symmetrical. So, you know, I think I'm just going to add a displacement to it, which is a plugin if you're thinking about musical terms, but it's a way of deforming a mesh using noise. And so I'm just going to grab some clouds and see how it deformed my mesh. I'm going to have that be a lot less, but that's nice. I think it's nice. And then I'll just sculpt this ground to be a little lower so that more water shows up. Alex Boyle says, I always get inspired to put more work into 3D when I watch me work in Blender. I wonder why that is. Is it because doing it? I'm doing it kind of like I'm doing easy stuff, but it's still fun. Because I definitely am not like I know what like the features of Blender are, so I'm pretty experienced with Blender in that sense. But I like compared to the people who I see making like good VFX in like these VFX challenges and stuff. I don't have that skill set at this time. Let's see. Art Fluid says, yeah, somebody told my dad he was tone deaf when he was like a teenager and it hurt him so bad he refused to sing ever again, but I don't think it was true. Yeah, that's rough. That really does happen. My dad has that same kind of thing with guitar, I think. And yeah, like it's crazy how a lot of people are afraid to sing. I just want to fight against that. I don't I understand it actually. I do get it, but I don't like that. I think it's very sad that so many people don't let themselves sing. Okay, so this little area of the map, this is making me think I want to draw like a texture for the ground in Photoshop and do some really like iridescent colors like this. I think it will be cool if I have a texture. Mary Robertson says, how do I deprogram my brain from the anti-singing propaganda? Well, these kinds of things take time, It's one thing to say something and it's another to feel it. Like you can believe something's true, like you can believe that you should be allowed to sing, why the hell not? But it can still be very difficult to feel that, even though it's true. It can be difficult to feel it and act on it. And so what I recommend doing is be patient, take your time, and sing every day. So make sure you're singing, and sing in a way that it could be the most minimal thing that's comfortable to you. I don't know what I did with this sizing here. This is just not how it normally goes. I pressed the wrong buttons. I'm starting over. But singing a lot for a long time is a big part of it, because you'll hear yourself improving. And when you hear yourself improving, you start to realize that you have a lot of potential, and that a lot of you'll feel what it feels like for your vocals to actually start being really nice. And that is like the proof people need, because generally speaking, I think we just feel like we're in a fixed state with our vocals, but we're not. So this is going to be like a texture map that I can draw from to make nice iridescent heavenly textures and stuff in my 3D. All right. Welcome to Quitchman. Hello. I'm gonna use small strokes for a little bit. I'm gonna go get those brushes that look really cool. Yeah, like that one. No, not that one. Like that one. Yeah. Okay. So this is a thing I do when I'm starting to draw. I'll just lay down a bunch of scribble and a lot of just stuff, and then start to let my mind kind of wander and see what I'm seeing. And like right now I'm seeing maybe there's going to be like I was thinking about the water before, and now I'm thinking maybe I can have there be like a volcanic area, some lava around here. Yeah, vocoder is a good way to get started too, because you'll still be singing. You'll be singing. Maybe it'll be comfortable, like you said. Maybe it's a trick. That's cool. We get a bunch of different reds, different oranges. Heaven. Let's listen to a little bit of music. I gotta put on music that I own so I don't get copyright God on my ass.
I can't sleep on airplanes.
Oh yeah. You can still hear me talking, I think.
My back and my legs won't let me breathe that way. I have forced myself into shrunken positions, twisted my bones and my wishes. It was hard to get back up. I
Cool.
did it so many times, gave my body and my life. It was hard to get back up. Oh, my neck rejected my lifestyle before I could set myself free. All the alarms and pains shouldn't through, couldn't scream loud enough to reach.
See what heaven looks like. Oh, swirls. Swirls would be good.
To wake back up. I slept for a decade at least without anyone stopping me, and it was hard to wake back up. Oh, separating out my old things before my parents leave this place, throwing away the old dreams and buildings without ever returning. And it was hard to stay back up and idle with no shine, just plastic left behind. And it was hard to stay back up. I tried to take my time, less relentless with the climb. And it was hard to stay back up. Oh.
This is starting to look like something like what I was hoping it would look like.
In the glass town, I'm kicking rocks around. Let the buildings rest into the ground. What if love is not enough to become unbreakable? What if you and what if I crystallize and shatter? Don't you leave without me. God is running away. My dog's toothaches, it hurts a little more each day.
Okay, let's try putting this in there.
Let us know about the pain building up. Both stuck, both pain. God is lying in my tummy. Don't you leave without me. God is running away.
Nice. Cool. So that's helpful for my imagination. So now we can put some stuff here for the red area.
twist into towers. Rocks in my hand.
Oh yeah. This is all from my new album, Heaven, Heaven, Heaven.
Cooking up something dumb. Blessing my microwave. Cold inside, so I salt the roads and wandered through the burning aisles. Shuffle on.
Nice.
A man with a manner of speaking. Sometimes his mouth hardly
We gotta get some grass going.
opens. Says, have a good one. Fly higher, higher, higher.
This album is Heaven, Heaven, Heaven. It came out this year, very recently. It's my album about American decay. Okay, so this could be like an icy area over here. Get more of that water happening.
No one's kingdom came to life.
Maybe not doing it that way. Alright.
Sneak
So we got this rock. I gotta get like some more stuff on the ground. Maybe some grass or something. So I'm gonna make a bunch of grass.
I borrowed
Or maybe instead of grass, it'll be like tubes. Tubes in heaven. Yeah, Get Back Up was acoustic first, before it was in the version you're hearing now.
Now we got nothing better
Well, I guess this isn't Get Back Up, but earlier, what you heard earlier.
on the bike path. We don't look down the hill at the tents and the trash and the rib and
Okay,
the
there's an
field.
interesting tube. Maybe there should be other stuff besides tubes.
Their bellies like
I'll make a few
stars in the
tubes.
summer. He made us many, he made us like him, wrapped in plastic and rotten with it. He made us many, he made us like him, wrapped in plastic and rotten with it. Fluorescent light fixtures. I've got nothing but time.
Okay. Those are the tubes. Get some spheres. Let's give these all a material. Okay, so they'll all be a different color from this color ramp. So I'm gonna make a lot of blues and oranges.
The little ones who made her smile
Maybe purple
were
in
far
there.
away, building lives. She said, I cannot believe you grew up so fast. Dancing at my bar mitzvah, wheeled to my graduation.
Sorry for the abrupt fade out. I just want to talk, and it is too many things stimulating my brain at once: the music, the blendering, and the reading. So, well, thank you. So Up the Raw says, pretty impressive that you just free-handed that in Photoshop. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, the more time you spend like trying stuff and adding details, the better these things start to look. I mean, this is just, I was just like creating a color splat that I could use for inspiration. So I wasn't thinking too hard, and I think that kind of helps. It helps to use only one layer sometimes instead of like trying to be precious about anything. Everything's disposable, destroyable. I think that helps. And Ericy Music says, also, Won't Say Another Word blew my mind and got me writing music again. Oh, that's awesome. That song is from my previous album, The Light Is On, You Return. I could give that a spin. Won't say another word. That I loved your breath and every hair on your head. You and I having fun and making a mess. Anchor at your door, we ran away into the freezing hollow rain, fetching a balm for our skin. Death is a gift. Angel at your door, we float away into a room on hugging face where we will call out to him. Death is a shady algorithm, and it tells me that I'm putting down these tubes and stuff everywhere in heaven. We're making heaven for my Sweetie Cutie show. I hope y'all are having a nice day today. Let's see what this is looking like. Okay, it's getting more interesting. I think we need some buildings or like architecture. And a sky would be good. Let's give it a sky for now. Wow. That's nice lighting. See what that looks like. Alright. Here it comes. Okay, that's a nice sky there. What happened here? Good. Okay, nice sky here. It could be a little more ridiculous because it's heaven. So I'm going to add some saturation and whatnot to the sky. It's very saturated, but it's very dark. Now it's, yeah, it's not really, it's alright. Yeah, well, it's a little too blue. Maybe I'll turn the saturation back. Alright, actually that's better. Alright. Some sky, some ground. We need some architecture. I'm going to put one of these sweetie cuties in there so we can get an idea of what this is looking like. One of the more normal sized sweetie cuties. This one is not a god type one. It's a regular type one. So we can see from her perspective. This is Lana Kadile. I think that's going to be her name. Alright, what's it like from her perspective? So she really blends in with everything. It would be better if there was more contrast. What other colors are these gods? Yeah. I feel like they're not going to be enough contrast. So we need more solid colors. So I think what I'll do is take inspiration from this shape and add some rings around this area, but make the ground actually just a different material. Ground simple. See how that's looking. Shiny ground. We're in heaven. So maybe green would be a good color for the ground in heaven. Yeah, I think we'd get more contrast if the lighting was different as well. Right now, there's just so much light from the sky that it's making me think, what would our result be if we just put a really big light here that was just regular? Wow. Wow, things are getting scary looking. It's cool. Oh, I see what happened. I put that light in the grass, in the particle thing. Okay, less scary now. Alright, let's turn up. Okay. That's probably a better, like, kind of neutral-ish light for us to work with. It makes the ground want to be a different color, definitely. Okay. Alright, so then it would be nice if we had a background. So I'll turn this up a bit and rotate it. Okay. Cool. That'll be temporary, I think. Okay. So this environment, in my opinion right now, is not looking that good. I think the tubes need to be shiny. Maybe even metallic. That's looking cool. Yeah, that's nice. Gives it a cartoony kind of feel. And maybe this could be metallic as well. Okay. That's feeling a little bit more like Sweetie Cutie Heaven. Okay, so now let's get some of those circle-y swirls that were pretty cool before happening. Maybe there'll be like mountains dotted throughout, and we could have the mountains all be kind of a random shape. I think that would be cool. So I'll make a cube and put it in this collection here. Okay, so the cube is going to be a random shape depending on where I place it. So right now, so I add displacement, deform, displace, new. Let's get the cloudy look. Alright, and then we'll have the displacement be based on its global origin. So when you move it around, the shape changes, as you can see. And then I'll have the strength. Well, the strength is good, actually, high. I'll just make it different size. That should be good. And so these are going to be like little mountains. So I'll need just one more subdivision surface after that to smooth them out, and then make them tall and make them small. Make the bottom wide. Make the bottom less wide. Okay. Little mountains dotted throughout. They're all a different shape. All right. Okay, lots to explore. Nate Beltran asks, are you vegan or vegetarian? Wondering if you ever had chorizo and eggs and if you like them. I've had vegan chorizo and vegan eggs, and I like that. I mean, the cool thing about being vegan these days is that people have been doing a pretty damn good job of making vegan versions of a lot of popular dishes. And yeah, like, you can get egg substitutes now that are really fantastic. If you're vegan for a few months, you just kind of stop even thinking about like the differences between the alternative like vegan versions of foods and the non-vegan versions. So from my perspective, I've enjoyed chorizo and eggs a lot. I like them with chorizo with the tofu scramble. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, the Red Mountain is pretty standing out, so it would be cool if it was like if it had a name and stuff. Yeah. It should be tall. It should be big. It really does stand out. It's like the Erd tree. Yeah, could have minor mountains and stuff. Make these different heights. Okay. So make these all the same linked material, and then give them the material I gave the little pieces of particles. What is that material called? Material 5. I'll call it particles. And I'll give these particles. And then I'll have to do the link again. Yeah, those look nice and shiny. That's looking good. So I think shiny is the way to go, definitely. And I could put a little bit of the texture that I drew in Photoshop. I could put a little bit of that influence in here by just making it the bumpiness of everything. Yeah, there should be. Murray Robertson is saying a lot of religions have towers in their places of worship. Is Sweetie Cutie Heaven going to have any buildings? That's a good idea to do. Towers. Cool. So now we have all this texture going on from the drawing I did. And maybe I'll just add a little bit of a layer. A little bit of that blue. And then a little bit of this. Little bit of that color. Instead of it being like that, it'll be like that. It's a nice little touch there. And just even less. Yeah. Nice little detail of color. Yeah, this is too distant. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Look at that. Starting to be acceptable. I like the world I made for Bagel in a Pregnant Town.
Somewhere
it was very sparse. Everything I do is very sparse. I like how it makes render times really fast. But also just, I know my limitations, and it's easier to set up shots when there's less stuff going on. So these aren't necessarily doing it for me. These noodles, I think I have to change something about them. I think maybe they're just too colorful, and that's making it so that other stuff can't stand out quite as well. Like, they really should be more like grass. So maybe I'll give these a different material, so it'll be particles, but it'll be way less saturated. Start with that and see. Yeah, that's better, I think. And we're randomizing the scale, but maybe they should be smaller too. That might be better, actually. Just like some stuff that's happening some of the time. And it's a pretty smooth ground area. Smooth ground. Nice colors. This is getting better, because if I put proper lighting on this character, it starts to feel like a place that this story could be in. But yeah, we need to get like a shrine. We need to get some kind of towers and cool buildings. So I'm gonna take some time now to make a nice tower. They look like coral when it's all colorful, says Murray Robertson about the particles. That's a good point. That's cool. Yeah, maybe they're not so bad. So gotta get a tower kind of shape going. I think usually like dystopian towers have kind of pointy roofs. So I want to see if maybe I can make these look really cute, like with mushroom roofs or something. Because it's a nice story, nice happy place, not ironic heaven. Yeah, this is gonna be good, I think. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to do some sculpting to it. We want it to avoid making them all look like penises, of course. This is a common thing in art. It's just very easy to make penises. So we're going to avoid that here. Make it look like if this was a penis, it would be a very, very bad one, at least. So at least we're not just going for a normal one. Okay. It's going to be sharp and not sharp, but like asymmetrical. Yeah. Wow, Subschool, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Okay, now let's get little scratches in there. Which brush did that? Clay strips, I think. Okay. That's kind of interesting. So one of the big features of this universe is the eyes, of course. We've got the beaks, we've got the eyes. So maybe these could have some kind of connection to that. Maybe we'll put the eye up here. And the pupil is this. That's cool. Yeah, actually, these should be sentient towers that can look around, Lord of the Rings style. And I'll see what happens if I give this that material. Nice. Okay. Yeah, these towers are going to be good. So maybe like they should be behind the mountain. Or maybe just around the whole plane in general. Just like watching over heaven. Pretty cool. Now we have like something interesting in the distance. And let's make it so that all of these eyes follow the camera. So they're always looking at you. Now, how are we going to make sure that happens? So I know what to do. I don't know if it will work. Let's see. So we'll add a damped track to the camera. Yeah. Let's see, where is that one? Yeah, that worked. Okay, cool. So now we just select all the different eyes. And then select that one again and say copy this tracking to selected. So now the eyes will always be looking at the camera. So whenever you look at them, you're getting this eye looking at you. Which might end up being bad because then I can't have them looking around very much, but it's kind of cool if they're just always facing you. Hey, Bea, jump up. Welcome. And welcome to Nicholas Janvier. Good to see ya. And welcome to John. Yeah, thanks, Bea. Bea's a really cool 3D artist. Bea, jump up there. It's nice that you are here. I'm making Heaven for a Sweetie Cutie show I'm working on that takes place partially in heaven. This is a character, she's going to be delivering mail to the gods, and so we gotta be in heaven. I'm thinking of how I can make things a little less random. So like it's good that these towers are surrounding the domain. I think that's really good. It's good that there's this very big mountain that's clearly important here. That's good. These things don't feel quite right. These things. I feel like they should be like more of a formation somewhere. Like maybe they're like gonna. Whoops. Maybe they're going to be stacked around some kind of water. Maybe I'll put them around this body of water instead of where they are now. So let's try that. So there's this water here. And the water could definitely contrast more so that you even notice there's water. So it's going to be a lake of gold. Is that nice? It is nice. I don't know about gold, but it is nice. And does this need to be red? Obviously, being red is very like striking, but it might be better if it's not. All right, focus, Mr. Ben. What am I doing? What am I doing? It's paint. I don't want paint. I just want view. I want. Oh, I mean texture paint. That's why. Okay, I want to do this. Yeah, that seems like the more appropriate color. Maybe I can mix it up a bit. Yeah, that stands out. I think it was better before. And I just need to make this mountain even bigger is all. Okay. That's what it needs. Okay, so it's bigger than the towers. Yeah. All right. We got lots of Sweetie Cuties coming out. We got 15 new ones at the end of this month, and then I'm making this long horizontal one now. Horizontal is, not shorts. So I got 15 short ones that are all part of one big story, and then this one is going to be more like Bagel in a Pregnant Town. So thank you for your enthusiasm. I appreciate it. We're going to do some hue and saturation finagling here. Yes. This makes sense. Now it really stands out. Now it's like, what the heck is the rest of this world? If Now what color should this be? It should probably be watercolor. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then as long as I like surround it with contrasting colors, these rocks and whatnot. If I make it like there's a water temple in the middle, like in Ocarina of Time, I think that will help too. Yeah, I feel like this body of water should probably be even larger. And then the rocks will be good. Yeah. Bea Jump Up says that she likes the liminal onion horizontal. That, yes, that has not been, I have not made it clear that liminal onion exists, and also that liminal onion is from the Sweetie Cutie universe. It is. It is. Liminal onion, I'll eventually re-upload this to my Sweetie Cutie universe YouTube channel because it is part of the Sweetie Cutie universe. But it's a cool
voice.
film.
Right.
I worked hard on this
Come
one.
over here.
No.
And Jessica voice
Here
acted
I
it.
am. Like I said, I'm regular.
Hello.
What do you think of the way
What do you think of the way I am?
I am?
I like the way you are so far.
So, you know the show Sweetie Cuties?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the host, Stinky, wanted me to come over here and invite you to be a guest.
What? Why?
So that's my movie. Yeah. Jessica did a good job voice acting that. Yes, John is my very normal little movie. Yeah. So Bea Jump Up asks if I've ever considered submitting Liminal Onion to film festivals. I actually tried submitting it to Adult Swim, and they were very nice about it. They gave it a shot, gave it a look, and yeah, it didn't happen, but it was a good experience. Like you know, yeah, they like watched it. You know, it was cool. I haven't tried with film festivals or anything, but it would be cool to see that on a screen. That would be nice. Recently, my horror series Caretaken got on a film festival in Toronto, which was cool. So yeah, the ones that on my Instagram that look like this. It's these 8 episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 things are called Caretaken, and they're horror stuff, and that they got in a film festival, which is cool. A festival for short film stuff. Okay, so now the body of water is surrounded by these rocks. This hill don't look right. It's okay, that's better. Can just go down a bit there. What else? So what's it like walking around in here now? That's good. That's looking good. The water, maybe the ground is too high for this camera perspective. But I don't think I'll be showing very many parts of this heaven here. It'll probably be like, yeah, probably that much of it will actually show up in the video. maybe I should make the particles bigger again. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know what the film festival was called, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Transfiguration. It was, yeah, I have it in my email. But I think it was like a film festival that was all about like short, short vertical content and like finding the stuff that's like, artsy stuff out there. Maybe what I should do is just focus the particles more. So right now I have them like kind of spread out all over. And what I need to do is actually get rid of them and draw them in a more intentional way now. And you'll notice this is a big part of there we go, of my work process is I do a lot of things kind of poorly and quickly, and I'm a big editor. I like the editing, but I like getting my ideas out fast and then reacting to them and saying what worked, what didn't work, and then doing some editing instead of trying to like figure out what this world is going to look like in advance. Of course, there's nothing wrong with doing that. That certainly is efficient in its own way, but it's just not how my brain works. Oh, that's good. Having them all just be around that makes perfect sense. It's just not how my brain works, though. I don't really have a lot of ideas in my head. I just have a desire to try and find ideas, really. And so I do recommend, if you're ever feeling stuck, to try not to, or if the planning phase is just taking a long time, I try like Quitchman said, throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. And then it's just like you throw stuff at the wall, and then some stuff sticks, but it's like imperfect, and then you or like it doesn't feel right for some reason, and you go and you make changes, and that's legit. Like I just don't really like feeling like I need to get everything right before I start making it, which would probably make it hard for me to work in Hollywood or something, because they do so much pre-production and planning to make sure everything's perfect before, and that would be a really different workflow for me. So sorry, Hollywood, you canceled. You are not allowed. Yeah. Sorry, I know y'all were planning on working with me. They're looking for minor YouTubers. These days, that's what they just need to know something worked. They need to know it worked on YouTube, so then they can make it Hollywood. That's what they want these days. Okay, so this is like a bit too big. Oh, yes. A little pyramid in the water. That seems good. And then, I do have a lore document for the Sweetie Cutie universe. So there is planning from the story perspective, but also the coolest stuff of the lore seems to show up when after I've started working on like the music, not before I start working on the music. And as far as consistency in the lore goes, that ends up being kind of easy at the speed I'm working, because it's slow. Like, it takes a long time to make animations and stuff, so there's plenty of time to think about like how two things can fit together in cool ways. And then also I'm not like George R.R. Martin in that I don't have like a lot of pressure to nail the lore like from a perfection, like everything is perfectly coherent standpoint. I'm just making Sweetie Cuties. It's a lower stakes medium. It's still important. Like, it's still very important work in my opinion. Like, it has great expressive qualities, but it's not the Sweetie Cuties' job to be formal in really any way. It can, I have all these videos about shit and piss. It's a whole different thing than Game of Thrones. Yeah, how to avoid penises. Let's get back to the phallic realignment program here that I've been developing for ages. Yes, the phallic realignment program is just telling me right now to put eyes on these. Okay. Cool. Maybe the eyes like that. Yeah, that's nice. No one will think of that as genital warts. Okay. Osborne Cox said, I wish I could be creative, but whenever I try to, I get discouraged by how much I suck. Then the cycle continues. I guess we have to define suck, because, like, how do you suck at being creative exactly? Is it because the thing you made isn't popular? Well, or people don't like it? Does that make it suck? I mean, there's a lot of stuff people don't like at one point that they end up liking later. And there's a lot of stuff that people who, like, typically make... there's a lot of popular artists who have lots of work that no one has seen that might not be their best work. And then you have people like Stanley Kubrick who hardly ever make anything, but everything they make is, like, really try hard. But do you want to be like Stanley Kubrick, really? Do you want to, like, make people go crazy on set? Yeah, you can suck creatively. That's a really good point, Murray Robertson. Osborne Cox, I invite you to share more about that if you want. I'd love to talk this through with you. Because I think a lot of people probably feel similarly. But I would just want to, like, examine this idea of sucking at art. What exactly is that? What does that actually look like? I'm going to take out some of the things from this particle collection here. What if the tubes are all gone? What if we tie those tubes and it's just balls? Balls look better. Balls do look better right here. That's nice. Keeping it nice and simple. There you go, John. More like Stanley Kubrick. That's very creative. Very funny. Pooh is funny. Okay, heaven's getting better all the time here. Alright, so next thing we're going to need is stuff that's very far away. I think that is always helpful. Just like a distant things in the horizon. I think it's time to replace this background. So what do? We're going to make a very wide horizontal image. And I'm just going to make like a painting. That'll be the background. For the width, they'll put 6,000. And normally, back early days of AI, I would generate the background. But look at me, pat on the back. Look at me, pat on the back. I've changed my perspective, and I'm not going to generate my backgrounds. Look at how brave I am. Ugh. Everybody applauding for me in the... Oh my gosh, yeah. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Everyone loves this sound of applause. Oh, the scratch discs are full. Uh-oh. All right. How do we make this an entertaining part of the stream? All right, folks. What's going on? It's me, your boy. I'm Ben Levin, and I'm here on YouTube.com to stream. I'm going to let you know I am low on space on my computer, and I'm going to see if we can, in the next 2 minutes, make space for what I'm working on. If I can do this in the next 2 minutes, I'm giving away 2 Lamborghinis to to Bert and Ernie. So, let's see. First, we got to look up size. Size. What can I get rid of? Acoustic album. Nope. AI experiments. Nope. That's not going to be enough. No, I'm working on that now. What else? What else? I need to look for something big. Come on, folks. Please. Oh, I know. The videos. I can get rid of these. Ding dong, ding dong. Delete them. Trash them. Now, let's see how much space that's going to save. Recycle bin. Activate. Delete them. Yes. Now let's look. Local disk C. How much is on there? 6 gigabytes. All right, we got to do better than that. We're going to go in to the users. Actual Ben. App data. Local. Temp. Let's find some big files. Here we go, everybody. Let's sort by size. The Photoshop temp is very big, and that's what is currently open. How about we go by type? Let's get rid of all the Blender ones. The Blender ones are big. Let's go. Type. Where's the .blend files? YouTube. And then during this sponsored segment, I'm going to have 3 rats take off their flesh and reveal that they're actually full-grown adult dancers. These rats are dancing so hard they're going into Olympics. They're in the Olympics, folks. They're in the Olympics. 1, 2, 3, Olympics! Let's go. Let's go, motherfuckers, assholes, and dumbasses. Let's go. Empty recycle bin. And how much space do we have now? 6.79 gigs. All right, let's close Photoshop and open it again. That will save so much space. We'll call this one Wide BG. Okay. Close Photoshop. Open Photoshop. Yep. Yeah, you gotta move that movie into a separate hard drive. Yeah, I have so many movies that I don't want to move because I don't have enough hard drives to reliably make sure that they don't get lost no matter what. I gotta figure out a better storage solution like an adult. Oh, don't say that, Ben. Don't say that to yourself. Okay. Wide background. Here we go. So we're gonna make a wide background. Like Elden Ring. I'm going to start with a layer that's like foggy. Where's my layers here? Layers. There they are. Okay. Foggy. There's some fog for you. And some other colors in there. And some more. Yes. Where does it go? Darker on top, lighter in the bottom, in the distance, I think. Further you go away from something, it gets lighter towards the horizon. And okay. All right, so now some distant towers. In the same style as the towers that are in the blend file here. Okay, some distant towers, very dark but misty. Let's Less dark towards the bottom. Less dark towards the bottom, okay? Turn this into Whisper Stream. Thank you for being here, everybody. We're making a cool background to go in this movie I'm working on. Making there be lots of big towers. Actually, they should probably be little because they're so far away. I'm going to put some mist on them, make them lighter towards the horizon. Let's try. This sort of stuff. Maybe I'll do some dark lines. Dark lines that get softer. Dark lines that get softer. And then blur them. Blur them. I think I should put on music or something. Alright. Alright. I'll put on some music because I'm going to be doing this for a minute. Let's see. I'm Ben Levin. We could turn on an old classic.
It's a garden burger story where something looks so unnecessary.
Thank you, Bea.
I was not kidding
Yeah,
when I
it's a pretty
jumped
humble
into
process,
the
you know.
freezing pond and
I've seen way more impressive workflows and
asked
stuff,
you to join me
but
so you could
I do it my way and
something
I get my
exciting,
results. It just,
something delightful that
it's
also
always a
turns
surprise how it
that
comes
is real.
together.
That is real.
Oops, all bangers indeed. Yeah. That's awesome, Bea Jumpa. Saying, I'm such a big fan of unique workflows and getting it done and pretty in as short a time as possible, working really expressively. So seeing your workflow is giving me good tips. That's awesome. Quitchman asks if there's any 24-hour streams in the pipeline. You know, it's really tough to do that with my doggy because I gotta walk my doggy, take care of my doggy. And Jessica is, of course, part of the stream, so... But we could teamwork it. I want to do it someday. At least like maybe a 12-hour stream. I think 12 hours is like a good compromise where it's epic, but doesn't cause me to be a bad parent at any point. I make a little forest here. Yeah, I mean the 24-hour live streams those are some of the best days of my life. I've never felt more alive, really. Amazing experiences, and I'm just so glad we did that. Oh, that's interesting, 13. I didn't know that there was a live stream time limit on YouTube. That's good to know. Yeah, I could do it on Twitch, that's for sure. But 12 hours is good. Okay, we're gonna get stars and stuff going. Yeah, well, it was so cool. We raised so much money for Raíces. Seems more relevant than ever. They fight for migrant rights. A really good organization. Really consistent. Really powerful and effective. And we also raised money for Asian Americans seeking justice, which is another wonderful organization. I've been following them, since we did all that. And their response to everything that's happening now, the new administration and the Biden administration's border stuff, they are really effective at actually meaningfully helping, regardless of who's in power. They don't give those guys a break to beat. They don't let anyone be a bad boy, Democrat or Republican. Is there any reason most of your music isn't on SoundCloud? It's the platform I use, but I feel like I'm missing on it. I just never even thought to put it on SoundCloud because it's just not one of the options on my distribution services, but that's interesting. So now this background is looking cool. I just need to blur it up a bit. I just don't want too much detail popping through because this is supposed to be far away. Let's see what it's looking like. I'll just add a little bit more, like fog right here. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the right track. Okay. Alright, let's bring this into Blender. Yeah, that's a good point Murray Robertson saying about SoundCloud being an artist-friendly platform. I don't know. I've never really used SoundCloud much. But it is weird that it's left out of the distribution networks. Thank you, Quitchman. So now what we gotta do is make a curve. There's the curve. And then we'll add the painting. And then add a curve modifier. And it'll be this circle. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna work. It's so cool to be listening to this music while live streaming again. I took a long break from live streaming, and yeah, I really missed this. I got a mosquito in my house. Classic. Okay, cool. Yeah, this song came together in about 30 minutes. It's so cool. Those were good creative moments there. Those 24-hour live streams. Very good creative times. Yeah. Calling people on the phone, doing the Your House shows. No one is nostalgic for all the suffering and loss that happened during the pandemic, but it makes sense to be nostalgic for the time we had to figure out our lives together and be creative and think about what was important to us. Okay, let's get the camera looking around here. I mean, that's a nice looking background for heaven. It's got stars. You just have to be careful not to look beyond it. Yeah. See that. See that. Okay. So where is the character here? How crazy to have a song with this arrangement on an album that was made in 24 hours. It's too much.
Spiraling the glass,
Be smaller.
feeding from the tits of 1,000 deaths I've dreamed of here before, up here.
Alright, folks. This is heaven.
Before the skyline split me in half, the patio was painting me, and I was forgetting to laugh. I cannot imagine anything when I'm watching you above me, when I'm watching you.
I just need to have like more of a stage going on, something that really like brings out whatever characters are right here. So we're gonna need like an arc. Thanks, 13 or 23.
the jello in my bag. Hey, yo, a taste I miss so much, yeah. It makes the bottom stick together, and I am left without my lunch. I pour the gelatin powder, pacing, waiting for the gunk to rust. And my dinner was Sarah's Wednesday, 'cause I'm eating corn crust. And my dinner was Sarah's Wednesday, 'cause I'm moving further up.
And finally, we'll be living in the future. We'll be living in the day-to-day, the jello pit of the year 2000, the year 2001. We'll be living in the future. We'll be living in the day-to-day, the jello pit of the year 2000, the year 2001.
In the jello I am God now and kiss my ring. You can fornicate at once the time is right. We unload the jello from the junk erupting, and the booty is a fist of power on the floor, and the gymnast is flexible and hot now. See them pick me up and put me right back down. I like to sit on mommy's lap, eating yummy snacks derived from the meat of pigs.
And finally, we'll be living in the future. We'll be living in the day-to-day, the jello pit of the year 2000, the year 2001. We'll be living in the future. We'll be living in the day-to-day, the jello pit of the year 2000, the year 2001.
I gotta take care of my dog real quick. Hold on.
When we pay, you grow up. I'm afraid of your lumps and the tales we are crumbling for. Wiped away with a gush, flowing seeds from your brush. Painter wild, revealing a door. In the waste of your blood on my lips when you cough, I will miss you
my
and
dog.
not know for what. And the questions I caught when you paid me up front. You grew up 'cause I painted a brush. When we pay, you go on to exclaim in the yard that the fire is taking us all. And we all sing along
Need
to the
help.
same fucking song as we table our guilt for the fun.
All right. Getting there. It's good. So these should be heavenly.
I'll be late, I'll be lost, like the blood on my floss, and now I can't cry anymore. When I swim the sleep of the kind I can't eat, I will solder my head to the cross.
Now we're talking good composition there. Let's get one of those other gods up here. Okay. This one's eyes are messed up now.
Said that I'll find you there.
All right, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna have to, do good lighting and stuff. But I think this is gonna be strong. We'll just have to set up each shot to have good composition, but the world in general is working now for me, from my perspective. I've got different areas that would be cool to look at, like someone can be on top of this mountain at some point. Even if I don't use most of the setting, just having any spot that feels like it's part of a bigger world is great. Cool. It'll work out.
I can run into a wall and bump my head 1,000 times and never forget the sound of you in the morning, screaming, get up, I need you up, and getting up is wasteful. When the day is just a handful of food and spit falling out and pushing through and shoving down and writing down. But you get me on my feet. It's time for me to feed you.
I love this song.
Bumping against the wall. Somehow,
Somehow,
somehow.
somehow,
Bumping against the walls. Somehow living on.
living on.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We made it. We did it. We made heaven today. You'll see that in months. It's going to be a long time before that thing comes out, but it was a big step. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a really nice week ahead of you. I think I'm streaming next on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, Hineni's a pit bull terrier, blue nose. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, thank you, everybody, and that was fun, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.